So the most important thing to learn is to stand, right?
That's what I was doing for 10 minutes.
I can see where Caleb gets it from. Hold on. Give me a second.
It's cold.
I know, I'm sorry. You want me to get your sweatshirt?
Yeah, if you have more. Yeah.
Sorry. So this is what I want you to do. I want you to stand on here. Let's see how long you can stand.
Oh my gosh, this is gonna be so.
Okay. Now open your feet just a little bit more. Okay. Now you're gonna do sort of the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we call, in that meditative stance, we call that the passive stance. Even in the military, right? When they say, you know, they do like this, and they're standing at attention, and then this is a more relaxed. This is our passive stance. You don't generally fight from here, although when you get to the highest levels of the art, you will be able to punch and kick from that stance if you have to, right? So, bring your hands up, and I just want you to do little circles. Hold on, yeah. Balance, and do little circles. They don't have to be big, just relax. Remember, going back to the meditation, relax and sink. Small circles. Okay. Put one hand, pick your dominant hand. Which one is it? Okay. And keep this one and just relax. Hold it. Soft fingers. Okay. And I want you with your lead hand to do this. This way and this way. Okay. When you come back, turn your hand this way. Okay. And I'll show you what that's for. So I'm going to punch you here, and I'm going to punch you here. Okay? That's the first two blocks. And I want you to do that while you're standing on here. Relax.
I'm having a hard time balancing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But remember this, if you can balance here, you'll always be able to balance.
Outside.
Mm-hmm. And even if you're fighting somewhere where the ground is uneven, your brain now understands what your true balance is, right? And the best way for me to describe, make this smaller. So this is what it should look like. Here, the person punches, I block. And then I turn, and this way. Keep the elbow up. There you go. And then this hand, because this is what you're gonna catch, right? So instead of doing this, you're doing that. There you go. Bring your elbow in. So let's break it down. Yeah, there you go. Now you don't have to bring it up that high, but there you go. There you go. Perfect. Okay. I want you to understand something though. How do you feel right now?
like this is hard.
But you doing it with a distraction,
Mm-hmm.
you're learning, you're beginning to learn balance,
Mm-hmm.
okay? Okay, let's try this way and this way.
Feels more comfortable on this side.
I would have to ask Sifu, it's probably the way our brains work.
Mm-hmm.
Soften it up, relax. The more relaxed you are up here, the easier it will be to balance. Still, try to remember to relax and then sink. For this art, I'll teach you how to generate power, but now, at this phase of the art, power is not what we're after. We're gonna be after two things, relaxation and speed later on, explosiveness. Okay, good. This.
Okay.
Now, from your passive stance, so show me your passive stance. Perfect. Now, which is your dominant hand? Your right? Okay, from your passive stance, you're gonna take your left foot and move it back.
Okay, my left foot and move it back.
Now, sorry, that is gonna be what we call the active stance. This is the stance that you fight out of. Oh, I got so much hair.
Dog hair.
Wow. Okay, so now knees slightly bent and make it as wide as you feel comfortable. So, do you feel comfortable there?
Mm-hmm.
Where do you?
Like that.
Okay, so now what I want you to do is put up your hands and right here. Okay, now remember your elbows, everything in your body is a weapon. So your elbows are not only a weapon, but if I punch you to the and you don't have to bring them out, what you want to do is bring it in, right? And the reason is if I bring it out, like throw a punch here and here,
Okay.
and I bring it out, now I'm making myself open, and I'm open here, because I shifted my arm completely around, right? But if you throw that same punch here, and all I do is this, I'm still protecting my face. I'm protecting my body and my face at the same time, okay? So, that is your passive stance. I want you to stand there for the next couple of minutes, and just feel, tell me if it's difficult or hard. I mean, difficult or easy for you to stand that way. Remember the principles, relax, sink, move. How do you feel?
Cold.
I'm sorry. This is not like other martial arts class where they have you doing jumping jacks and we'll get to that, but to me the most important thing is this foundation. You can't fight it unless you know how to stand. And right now in martial arts classes in most of the world, except for pockets where you have real masters that teach a few select students, people aren't learning how to stand. And you can't fight if you don't know how to stand. It's that simple. So we're gonna learn the first technique. You're gonna get back in your active stance. And this is the straight punch. This is the foundation of our hand techniques, right? Initially, when Sifu taught, he taught, he taught the principle of the rotating fist. What does that mean? If I'm facing you forward, my fist is gonna go this way. But let's say I wanna throw an uppercut, then my fist rotates and I'm and I'm hitting this way. If I'm throwing a hook, I'm gonna rotate the fist again and it's going this way, right? So the principle of the rotating fist is that there's no rule, like in karate, they usually, back in the day, I don't know if they still teach like this, but they taught the straight punch this way, right? Well, that limits you, right? Because what if my opponent isn't right here, and he's moved here, and I have to hit him, right? So now the fist has rotated into the direction of my opponent. So what I want you to do is relax, totally relax, because this does not work if you're tense. Remember this, if I'm throwing a punch and there's tension, I'm using that tension for nothing but the air, right? So if I'm trying to hit my opponent and I clench up my fist and have you ever seen guys working on heavy bags and they're like, besides me, I'm really bad, but they're using tension and force, power, muscular power, to defeat nothing but air. You don't need tension until you get to your opponent. So this should be relaxed until you hit the opponent, then it tenses. So you know how they always used to talk about Bruce Lee's 1-inch punch? So this is the principle. I'm here, right? And I'm not doing this, right? I'm here and I'm punching back without having to come all the way here. So my technique, the straight punch, wherever you're in, you hit, right? So right from there, you don't go back, you keep the hand relaxed and punch. It's okay, but speed, one at a time. Each one counts. Bend the knees a little bit, okay? Raise your heel. Now we're getting into the real active. So your stance should look more like this, right? Coming down, yes. Raise that heel. And now it's like, if you ever watched a fencer fight, a fencer fights this way, they keep their heel, and when they thrust like this, right? Fighting is a lot like that, especially when that main weapon is your straight punch. So lift up that heel a little bit, and I want you to...
It's lifted.
Okay.
You can't see. It's lifted.
Bend the knees a little bit, yeah. And I want you to hit that hand, but I want speed, explosive. So think of this. I hit that bag right now, and you saw it move. Okay, anybody could do that. What's impressive to me is if you see a bullet, you can't see the bullet, but if a bullet was shot at this bag, it will go through this, and this bag wouldn't move that much. But it went all the way through. That's the explosiveness of a bullet. You don't see a bullet. It's just there. Think of your technique the same way. It just explodes. That hammer hits the bullet, and it just comes out, right? So try that. One at a time. Okay, settle. And each one has to go. Stop. There you go. There you go. Exhale when you throw. Good. Relax. Okay.
My hands are hurting.
Okay, then don't hit. So let's just hit the air. Relax. Each one has to count. Good. Relax your hand. It doesn't have to start here. It doesn't have to start as a fist. It can be open until you hit the target, then it tightens.
Okay.
Okay, you're overextending. So it should look something like this, right? I'm here, I'm relaxed, right? And I reached a little bit, but I'm not overreaching, right? So I'm here. Try. Good. Good. Relax between each one. Settle. Relax. Sink. Relax. Sink. Relax. Sink. There you go. If you feel anything in your elbows or shoulders, let me know. Explosive speed. Good. That's good. Good, good, good. There you go. Good. Excellent. Relax between each one. Relax, sink, and move. Good. Relax between each one. Carrie, I need your help, please. Okay, relax. Put these on.
Okay.
I got it already. I needed to disconnect, but I got it already.
Oh,
It's okay, take your time.
I was taking the chicken out,
Oh.
wasn't,
hot water.
yeah, and I don't wanna leave it where Gaia could just pull it down onto the
Floor.
floor, yeah, and burn herself and ruin it. You sure you don't need anything? Look at you all matching.
Yeah,
And I
I know.
had to borrow his sweater.
It's chilly.
It is
I know.
terrible.
Her hands are cold too.
Yeah, it's really cold.
Do you want gloves or mittens or something?
No, I think.
Okay.
All right, so what I want you to do is get into that stand and think of an attacker. And I want you to aim right here where the U-Gel logo is and go ahead and punch. Good. See, it's not that easy to hit somebody, right? Good. Don't be afraid. Just aim there. Good. Good. So when you're moving this, so whatever direction your lead punches in, that's the direction that you're moving, right? So I'm facing my opponent with my lead hand, lead arm out. So I'm going and I'm circling in that direction. And then when I switch to left, now I'm circling to the left. Does that make sense? Wherever your lead hand and lead leg is a direction that you flow to. Like fighting and the universe. This is why we call it universal totality. In the universe, there's patterns, right? And especially in the martial arts, they use those patterns to fight. And one of the most, the best patterns or the most common is a circle. Now that doesn't mean that that's your only footwork. You can circle someone, I can circle my opponent, and I can also do this and go in diagonally, right? It doesn't matter, but the most basic to learn is circling, okay? All right, so.
So I'm gonna lead with this foot always.
Right, and you're gonna circle in that direction.
So like this.
Uh-huh, you got it.
Okay.
I'll lead you that way.
Okay.
How do you feel? All right. That's the end of today's lesson.
Okay. That was good.
How do you
good.
feel?
That was good. That was really good. I liked it. I like the ball, the balancing. 'Cause I'm really weak in balancing.
So that's another lesson of Mujal. We change our language. You're not weak in the balance ball. It's something that you can
need to
improve on. Right. But it's not weakness. So let's salutation to Sifu. Feet together. You got it. And we bow. Thank you, baby.
Yeah,
That was awesome.
that was fun.
So is that enough?
Yeah, that was, especially for the first try. Like I was like, how hard is this gonna be?
I'll be right in.